I have a lot of really strong feelings in regards to what I'm about to discuss, and it's just so egregious and so deceptive and manipulative. It makes me so fucking mad. This comment that you're looking at right here is a response to a video that I made a couple days ago about how fascists should be attacking the Catholic Church if they're really specifically looking to kill groomers and pedophiles. I spoke about how the Catholic Church has a real measurable history of systemic grooming and pedophilia backed up by money laundering and lobbying groups. And in the same video, I talked about how my rapist, under the same conditions, was never really truly brought to justice. What I didn't say was that person is dead, as in they died without going punished. And that to this very day still haunts me very, very, very dearly. And you can imagine the shock and horror that I woke up to when I saw this comment telling me to police my words when I discuss the egregious nature of pedophilia. And that's what I want to focus on today, is discussing this specific issue. Pedophilia can be in any circle. It doesn't have to be just Nazis and white supremacists. It can be in literally any circle. Even in the video before, I talked about how pedophiles can be even family members, even teachers, police officers, priests, you name it, members of the community, in fact. But then there are people who take issue with the name pedophile, that pedophile is a really harsh word for them, that it hurts their feelings, and that if I'm going to talk about this issue, instead of talking about child rape, I should talk about child sex abuse. Instead of talking about pedophiles, I should talk about minors attracted person, which is just MAPS for short. The attracted part of minor attracted person implies that this person is not currently offending anyone, that this person is just keeping their fetishes to themselves. But then this means that they believe that children can consent, and no, they cannot consent. Children are not able to consent because they have not developed any experiences as adults to be able to consent, to know what a consensual sexual encounter means, what it implies, what the risks are. I'm an advocate for sexual education in school. I think it's absolutely necessary, and I will be the one to go to school council meetings and aggressively push the idea that sexual education in schools, especially middle and high school, is absolutely fucking necessary. If not for the child and student's education, it's so that they can succeed in life and remain safe to be able to make informed decisions when they are older. And unfortunately, because we have abstinence-only sexual education, because some states are just absolutely hardline against having sexual education in school, you get fucking weirdos like this person. Because if children are still learning what sex is and still navigating through sex for the first time, then that means they can't really consent, right? And what I find even more egregious is that the so-called minor attracted persons, which they're just pedophiles, let's just be honest here, they're trying to say that they're part of the LGBTQ plus spectrum, meaning that pedosexual is part of the spectrum. This is bullshit. Firstly, this implies that queer people are interested in children, and while the queer community is not a monolith, this is not what queerness is about in the first place. Secondly, this spread of misinformation that pedosexuality or whatever is part of the LGBTQ plus spectrum is what gets us killed. It's what gets us shot. It contributes to the moral panic that queer people are coming after your children. This is bullshit. In my previous video, I said that if people were really getting up in arms in militia fashion to hunt down pedophiles, I would join them, and I don't have any reservations against that, other than the fact that I will not join a fascist for any fucking thing. The video that I made previously was a devil's advocate video, trying to get fascists to understand that there are intersections of pedophilia in systemic hierarchies in places that they are not looking. This was not an invitation for you to come here and try to convince me to use nicer words about pedophiles. What also just makes me so fucking mad about this particular comment is that they were using their subscription to me as a condition for me using nicer words to describe pedophiles. And to that I have to say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. First of all, you're not an ally, let alone an accomplice, but definitely speaking, I don't want you around. I don't have a lot of subscribers as it is. I'm not very popular online in terms of YouTube standards, so what do subscribers matter to me? You're using your subscription to me as like a fucking weapon. Like, oh no, please, I'm sorry, please, oh no, please, no, I need to have the subscription to me. I don't have that many. Honestly, it's like, that subscription number doesn't really ultimately matter to me. It does have a psychological effect on me as a YouTuber that is trying to grow, and that's where this becomes manipulative. On YouTube, I don't make a lot of money as it is, but in terms of the subscription number, that's your only source of power over me. That's your way of being able to control how I say things, and thus how I describe the people who has hurt me. When people talk about LGBTQ plus people, they don't go to therapy like I do and say, the LGBTQ plus people killed me, or they raped me, or they did this, they're so evil, they're so manipulative. No, that's not what the LGBTQ plus spectrum is, and it's just so egregious that you consider pedosexuality or minor attracted persons to be part of that. You're not even the first person to approach me with this fucking bullshit. I've had people come to me before and tell me exactly the same thing. People try to join my Discord server. People have tried to become friends with me on this approach. People has even attempted to date me on more than one occasion because of this bullshit, and every fucking time I break up with them, I leave them, I dump them, I cut them out of my life. And honestly, just this little fucking stunt with you trying to make me police my words and make me use nicer words for people who are predators, I'm sorry, go fuck yourself. If you want to go ahead and seek mental help, then I completely support it. Be a contributing member of society, and definitely work on yourself internally. Don't take your bullshit out on me. The fact that this person's name is trying to be better, you got a long way to go, buddy. I support you trying to be better, but don't do it with me. I don't want you around, especially if you're gonna have an attitude like this, where your subscription to me is conditional. Give me a fucking break. It's just a number. Something that I know you fucking maps usually say.